With data science skill at such a high demand, Python is a great language to learn, since it's very easy to pick up for everyone. If you are interested and you are a practical, busy person, I suggest to start this skill by using and learning Pandas library. Pandas is a Python library, and you can think of it as an extremely powerful version of Excel. Simple and easy. Hi, my name is Rohollah and I'm a data scientist. This is the first video on the Python and Pandas hands-on course. On this series, we will be writing codes and try to solve some practical problems. With that, let's start coding. If you want to go with the full Conda installation, you just search for install Conda on Google and come down to that in this page. Pick the one which matches your platform, Windows, Mac OS or Linux, and the other option is installing the mini Conda. And again, we come down here and find the one which matches with our platform. To complete the installation of mini Conda, we need Xcode. We go to App Store, install Xcode. After the installation of code, we want to go to the folder that we downloaded, the mini Conda, and do the installation. Rename all this. For changes to take effect, close and reopen your current shell. Just open the new shell, so you can see that we have the environment as base, and so now we need to activate this. And that should do it for the start. Okay, now we have the installation completed. We can clear this by running clear. We have the clean one. And now we want to move to the folder that we have the data to process. And now in the terminal, we're going to type Jupyter. At the top, we are seeing the section that we have, which are the notebook, consoles, terminals. We can create text files, markdown files, etc. So in this case, we're going to open a new notebook. We can change the font size by Command plus. And let's see what kind of data we had. We had in here the data that we have are CSV files, and again on this one again we have the CSV files. So let's see how could we open these files using Python and specifically the Pandas library. First we need to import Pandas library, and we're going to call this as PD. So to execute, Shift Enter. The other thing that we could do is go to the setting and change the theme to the dark. Let's see when we are going to open one of the CSV files. Let's say we're going to open the file which has the Titanic passengers, I believe. So we call it Titanic. So now let's load the file Titanic. We create a variable called Titanic, and from Pandas we use read underline, and it's gonna, when we press the tab, it's going to give you these options. Read from the clipboard, CSV, Excel, all these options that we have here. I'm going to pick the CSV as our file is a CSV format. And normally when you just click on the left parenthesis, it should do the right parenthesis as well. So it's not. And you see that we have auto close brackets So let's do it again. Now we wrote this much and tab autocomplete. So now we see that we have the left and right parentheses. Okay, again do the shift enter, and the file looks like this. So we have 14 columns and 1300 rows. So it looks like this is an Excel file, and the variable that we have, if we just type in the type Titanic, is from the pandas core frame data frame. So we have the data frame in here, and if we want to access to the columns that we had here, we could type in Titanic.columns. Again, what I did was I wrote call and did a tab and complete this. So we have a list of those columns in here, the P class, survive, etc. All the stuff that we had in this file. Also, you notice that we had the number of the rows and columns. To get those numbers, programmatically we type in Titanic.shape, and it's going to give us number of the rows and the columns. A lot of times we want to see the first few rows. We just type in the variable dot and say head and parentheses, and by default it's going to show the first 5. But if we wanted to show different numbers, say the first 2, we do like this. Also, if you want to see the end of it, you could guess that we could type in tail, or the specific numbers that we want to see. If you want to get a summary of the file or variable, you just type in the variable and .info method, shift enter, and it's giving us a summary of the data types that we have here, as well as how many of them we have. So the column P class was a type in 64, and we had 1309 of them non-nulls. If we just wanted to have the data type, we could type in Titanic dtype, and it's going to give us a list of them, of the columns with their corresponding data types. So let's do some analysis on this data. At the top we see that we have the names, and this is the passenger class that we have it survived, and age, all these tickets, fare, and probably we could take a look into this and see how many of them did survive. So we type in Titanic and survive, and again I'm just typing the first few words, sir, and doing the tab, it does auto completion, and we see that 500 survive, 800 didn't. So let's see how many of them are male and female. Of course, male and female value counts. So let's see from the male and female how many survive. Okay, so let's look at the other column. Say we're looking at the column of the fare. What's the minimum and the maximum? Type in mean. Okay, so let's resolve this issue by reevaluating this fare. We're going to convert this to date numbers. So To resolve this, we come back here and put in the option of errors and make it coerce. So now once again, Titanic fair max is $500. You see the total sum of these tickets by sum 43,000. We could type in the median. And the other thing is we could actually do this, the whole process on all of the data that we had. To do this, we just type in Titanic.describe method, and here we are. All the numeric columns, the classes, survived, SIB, BSP, I don't know what it is, Parch, fair, and these are the numbers associated, mean, SCD, minimum 25 percentile, 55, 50 and 75 percentile. All right, so we did some analysis on this data set. What if we want to save the data changes? In this case, we just changed this column and made it only numeric. So at the end, I want to save the results from this data frame. To do this, we just type in Titanic and type in CSV, and I'm just gonna save on the same folder. So also we don't want to store the index column, and for that we just index as false and do the shift enter. As you can see, we have the new file in here. All right, hope you find everything useful and easy to follow today. Rome wasn't built in a day, so let's continue this in the next video. See ya.